The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Kronic.
What's happening, bro?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back.
Now,
Adelaide?
you're living out in LA at the moment,
Yeah, I live in Burbank in Los Angeles.
but you're originally from Seaford.
From the dirty South, man. Fuck.
That's crazy, man. So how does a dude from Seaford end
No
up-
idea. Like, that's what... living in LA, to me, is like... It's always like a dream. Because my whole knowledge of that whole fucking place is from rap records and movies. So, like, everything I see and do out there is like, you know... It's like it's from a fucking movie. You know, it's all fake to me. But, like, yeah, it's wicked. I fucking love it. But what I've learnt along the way is that everybody's exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, being from so far away, just kind of, the only difference is that I didn't grow up around the industry. You know what I mean? I always thought that I needed, like, there was a secret passcode that you needed to have to get into that scene. But it's not. You just got to be out there working and networking and all that shit. And, you know, I work with, like, some amazing artists and songwriters and all that, and musicians, and you realize that they're exactly the same. You know, they're all just, like, faking it till they make it, you know, in a sense.
Now
That's what we do.
you're doing more the electro side of things now, would you say?
That's what they know me for. But, well, not so much in America, but, I mean, you know me, like, I was a hip-hop DJ for, like, 10 years before I even liked dance music. Like, I was one of them arrogant, nobody listens to techno. We used to call it doof doof, remember?
I think I still sometimes call it doof doof, man.
It was in Adelaide at a festival. What was that festival that had the Beatnuts and DJ Jam and who else was on it?
That's Snoop's tour DJ, or at the
Yeah.
time it was Snoop's tour DJ.
Yeah.
Do
You remember? And it was in the park in by the on the water. What's that bit down by the casino?
I think
It wasn't Good Life. Was it Good Life?
no.
Good Vibes. I feel like it was something good. But so you know, like I was already a thing. I had my show on Fresh FM. I did the Jump Off. I you know, been that hip hop DJ, that R&B urban DJ for so long. Did the mixtapes. I remember like burning up little mix CDs and handing them out in Rundle Mall and all that shit. And you know, I'd done that for say 5, 6, 7 years, and then that festival came along, and like there were some girls that we were meeting up with, and they're like, come over to the dance stage. And you know, I was my arrogant hip hop mentality back then, little fucking dickhead. And they're like, come over. And I'm like, I went over to the dance stage, and I remember it fucking clearly. Like, it's one of the like craziest memories I have of like my introduction to dance music. I went over to the dance stage, and the DJ, I don't know who it was. I don't even think it was a big name. And he was playing that Daft Punk song Around the World. You know that joint? And like the sun was setting, the whole crowd was just heaving. And then it was like, I could see there was this dude on another dude's back. And while Around the World was going, they were just spinning around the world, around. And I just like fell in love with it then and there. But like, I've never left my love for hip hop or anything like that. But you know, the dance side, the electronic side of music kind of introduced me to production. You know, I'd always tried to dabble. I knew how to like edit and make mixtapes like a motherfucker, but like production, it was stepping into the dance world that I learnt production, you know?
Well, I remember like when you had an MPC back in like...
Fuck, when was that? That would have been...
early to mid 2000s.
Something like that, hey.
Because I was at your crib
We were
in
at
all 05.
And we had the pool table, and I just had the turntables, had the MPC, I had the PC computer with the MPC set up and Fruity Loops on it. What happened, right, was at that point I thought, you know, I'd like to start producing, and I tried it like for a little bit, but then my laptop got stolen at a gig, and then when I moved to Mac, they don't do Fruit Loops on Mac. They still don't. So I was just kind of gave up on production. I was like, yeah, you know, well, I'll just stick to DJing, because the program that I want to produce on became unavailable to me because I bought a Mac. So like, if you look at like my kind of where I've come from in terms of music, I bought turntables, and well, I kind of got them as a birthday present when I was 16. Wanted to be a battle DJ, tried, but wasn't that good, but I just loved the art of it, you know what I mean? You know, we'd spend that many days just on vinyl fucking like jamming, trying to juggle, trying to scratch. And then also rocking house parties, getting into like, you know, just being a hip hop DJ, the commercial side of it, the underground side of it. I just loved all of it. Then, you know, in my introduction to open format music led on to dance music, which then was the last, I guess, 4 years of my life or so. But then now I feel like I'm back to hip hop. I consider what I'm doing at the moment, even though like the records that aren't out yet, hip hop records, because of the way that I write them. Do you know what I mean? Like when I had that MPC, I had a hobby of collecting samples, right? So I'd go searching for the samples that Dre used, Premier used, all them motherfuckers. Yeah,
I remember I used to come to your crib and like you showed me the original To Regulate, Warren G.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And like I just, that was my hobby, you know, that was my collection. Like I wanted to find out who sampled what. So to me, not only was Regulate or like them records, like them Premier records, they were hip hop records, but the songs that they sampled them from, to me, were hip hop records, because I knew them. They were the second thing I knew. I didn't know them before I knew you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that's from there, really, when it was really the other way around. So then now, like, the way I produce, because I've been a DJ for so long, is like, I will start by just bringing in a whole bunch of, say I want to write a record that sounds a bit like this or has this sort of feeling, I'll create like a folder in my Serato, and I'll just throw all songs that kind of give me the similar vibe in terms of sound, the story, the message, all that shit. And then like I'll throw a drum loop from one thing in, and then maybe a bass line from another, and then start kind of building around that. So like I'm forever trying to rip out the samples and replace them and like make something similar to that in terms of like vibe. So to me, like my songs are kind of like a little mashup, you know, of and that's kind of what hip hop is, you know, like taking the dope shit from this record and looping it and putting it with the dope shit from that record, you know, and that's how I write music. So the shit that I'm doing now, to me, feels like as hip hop as it can be, to me, you know, in my opinion.
The last Oh yeah.